Oh, you're awake. Good. I was worried I might have overdone it. People don't realize how delicate the line is between a little nudge and complete blackout. But I've had lots of practice. Don't bother trying to move. Those knots won't budge. I spent hours perfecting them. Efficient, snug, but never painful. Unless you struggle too much, of course. And I wouldn't recommend that. It ruins the atmosphere. Atmosphere. That's important, don't you think? The right mood, the right setting. It's like a seasoning in a recipe. Speaking of which, smell that. Dinner's almost ready. I've been told I'm a fantastic cook. Well, haven't exactly been told, but the people who have had the privilege of dining with me never complained. And I know you won't either. Do you know why you're here? I see that spark of fear in your eyes. But you're masking it well. Admirable, really. Most people would already be sobbing, begging, pleading to let them go. But not you. I like that. You're composed. It makes this so much more enjoyable. Let's see. How shall I begin? You've probably pieced together the basics already. The late night walk, the sudden blackout. The peculiar choice of dining companions. You and I. Here, alone. But you don't know me. Not really. Or at least, not yet. I'm not a monster, you know. That's the first thing people get wrong. The newspapers use such crude language. Butcher, fiend, beast. They never stop to understand the art of it all. The precision, the care. Each step meticulously planned. Every detail accounted for. There's beauty in control, wouldn't you agree? Take tonight, for example. I chose you carefully. It wasn't random, no. You've been on my list for weeks now. Oh, don't look so surprised. It wasn't anything personal at first. Just a face in the crowd. But then, I started watching you, and you fascinated me. The way you move, the way you talk. The way you're so utterly unaware of how extraordinary you are. It's rare to find someone like you. So, I decided to invite you to dinner. Call it fate. If you believe in such things. But fate, as poetic as it sounds, is just a word. A justification. We make our own paths, carve them out with our own hands, shape them to whatever we desire. And you were my desire. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's not love. I don't do love. It's messy and unpredictable. But fascination, that's different. Fascination is clean, focused, pure. And you, my dear, are utterly fascinating. Dinner's almost done. Smells good, doesn't it? I've outdone myself this time. The marinade alone took hours to perfect. Cooking is cathartic for me. It's one of the few things that keeps my mind steady. Well, that and this little hobby of mine. You're judging me, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes. That little flicker of defiance. Like you think you're better than me. You think you'd never stoop so low. Never cross the lines I've crossed. But that's the thing about lines. They're arbitrary. Society draws them in the sand and tells you to not overstep them. But what if the line doesn't make sense? What if stepping over it is the only way to feel alive? But I'm getting carried away. My apologies. I tend to ramble when I'm excited. And tonight is special. Do you know why? Because I don't usually do this. Most of my guests don't get this kind of attention. But you're different. You deserve more than just silence. I remember the first time I saw you. It was a Tuesday. You were standing in line at that little coffee shop on the corner of Birch and Main. You ordered a latte. Simple, unassuming. Just like you. But then you smiled at the barista, and I saw it. The spark. That little glimmer of something unique. I knew then that you were meant for something greater. Oh, don't flatter yourself. I'm not saying you're special in some grand cosmic scheme. No. That would be giving you too much credit. But in my world, in this moment, you're special to me. And that's all that matters, isn't it? Dinner's ready. Let me just plate this up. There we go. Perfectly cooked, tender, seasoned to perfection. It's an art, really. You have to respect the ingredients. Treat them with care. The same way I treat my guests. You know, most people don't appreciate the effort that goes into this. They see the headlines, the mugshots, the court sketches, and they think, how could anyone do something like that? But they don't see the why. They don't understand the satisfaction of creating something perfect. Something lasting. I don't expect you to understand either. Not yet. But maybe in time, you'll see things the way I do. Maybe you'll even thank me. What's that? You're scared now, aren't you? Good. Fear is honest. It strips away the pretense, the masks we wear. It shows us who we really are. And you, my dear, are beautiful in fear. Oh, don't cry. I hate it when they cry. It ruins the moment. This is supposed to be special. A memory etched into the fabric of my existence. I don't want it tainted by tears. You want to know what happens next. That's the question, isn't it? The one burning in the back of your mind. You're wondering if you'll survive this. If you'll somehow make it out of here alive. And the truth is, I haven't decided yet. I like to leave room for spontaneity. It keeps things interesting. Maybe I'll let you go, just to see what you'll do. Will you run to the police? Will you try to forget? Or will you come back, drawn to the darkness like a moth to a flame? Or maybe you'll stay. Wouldn't that be something? You and me, partners in this little dance. It's a tempting thought, isn't it? To let go of everything that holds you back. To embrace the chaos. To become something more. But that's a decision for later. For now, let's eat. And I've gone through so much trouble to make this perfect. Here, open wide. Oh, you're hesitating. Don't be shy. Trust me, it's divine. The finest meat you'll ever have. And perhaps your last. Enjoy.